She's a child actor. She's done the process.
I have been in the process for a long time.
Now we're screaming at him.
But I'm telling you, I've been on hundreds of auditions in my life, and just give me the audition. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll get you the audition.
That's it. What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday, and we have Friday energy up the wazoo today, folks. Hopefully you had an amazing week. The weather is feeling just right and tight, and hopefully you're having an amazing weekend ahead.
Right and tight.
Yeah, I'm right and tight, if you know what I mean.
Feeling right and tight going
in
into
a
the
good way.
weekend.
Sometimes tight can be a bad thing, but I'm tight in a good way. But tight...
We've got it is an unseasonably warm day.
It's really getting to my head. Yeah. But you know how sometimes tightness can be like tight back, tight shoulder. Yeah. You know, I didn't mean it like that. I'm loose.
but
not
tight. But also tight.
But tight. But I'm not loose in a bad way.
But also tight.
I'm loose in all the good ways and tight in all the good ways.
You're just good.
You're just good.
You're just feeling good. I feel good.
Sweetheart.
Thanks for the rub. I'm good.
No problem. I'll rub you anytime.
I'm very I'm happy to be here. We're going into a little bit of a holiday weekend. We will not have an episode on Monday. Yes, it is.
I feel myself being so incredibly annoying. You know, you can just feel yourself being really annoying. That's how I feel today.
We we have the day off. The company. We actually got a little extra day. They gave us Friday too. Yeah, it's a long weekends.
Yeah.
Going to see the parents, going to see Mima.
Fun.
Haven't seen her in a little bit. So I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jealous. I was going to go. Flights are way too expensive.
Yeah. I just kind of
shut your eyes and did
just hit purchase.
I just couldn't justify it. Yeah. I was like, this is just way too much money for one little weekend.
No, it absolutely was.
I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, so that's where I'll be.
Riveting.
No.
You'll be getting a cavity filled.
Yes, my big weekend plans are me getting my cavity filled. Noah's you're
back. Welcome back, Noah.
Welcome
Thanks, guys.
back.
Thanks for all the kind words when I was gone.
We had nothing but positive things to say about you not being here for 2 days.
How was your trip, Montana boy?
It was really cool. It was interesting.
Really
I didn't know what to expect with Montana, honestly. I didn't really do much research.
Montana's a beautiful place.
Have you been?
No, but I have a friend that goes.
You told me earlier, like, you got to be reading your text better or whatever. We had a whole group chat planning this, and I just, really wasn't paying attention. I almost booked a flight to Colorado because I thought that's where we were going until, the last second. And I thought it was President's Week. I thought it was this coming week.
I was going to say, something's up with you. I don't know what it is, but
you talking to somebody? You talking to someone? You got a little lady in your life?
Yeah,
why would that?
I don't know.
Distracting you from
you're not firing on all cylinders. Like some things,
you're just
you got a little distraction going on.
You're just barely missing things.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, almost booking the wrong trip. You told us you were like, oh, Monday we have the day off, and we were like, no, Noah, that's the weekend after. You're like, oh, I'm going the weekend before. So I feel like you've been all over the place.
I don't know.
It's okay. Don't worry. Life is beautiful. Life is great. I'm in the best.
Did you snowboard
a
lot every day?
Yeah. Well, we got there on Friday, and we all kind of came in at different times. So Friday we didn't snowboard Friday, and we went. There was this one guy who grew up kind of. Not in Montana, but on that side of the country. And
way over there.
He was taking us to all the stops. We went to this what looked like a Dick's Sporting Goods, but he's like, oh, wait till you get inside.
Yeah, a gun shop.
And it was insane.
Yeah.
The amount I could have gone in there, bought an AR-15, bought any gun, and walked out.
No, it's crazy.
And the guy was like, hold it. I'm
no.
What did your parents think about that? I said they probably were disappointed in you.
I don't think they said anything to me about that. But also, he's like, he made us take a picture. He's like, oh, this is going to make a great holiday card. And then he's
Absolutely
like, I was jokingly like, oh, let me put my hat back. But he's like, oh, put the brim over your eyes. I'm like, all right.
Yuck.
I was just like, I feel, even when you because before they give you the gun, they check it or whatever. And I was just thinking of Alec Baldwin. Because even when he checks it for bullets, I still don't trust it. When someone holds it, I'm like,
yeah,
no,
it's dangerous.
It's dangerous. But yeah, we went snowboarding. We had this cool Airbnb, very cabin-y lodge type
surrounded by snow.
Yeah, there was snow there, but it didn't snow until the last night we were there. So we kind of missed out on like snowboarding on fresh powder, but
No
um,
fresh pow.
What
no
do people
fresh pow.
say?
Fresh pow.
Yeah.
Fresh pow.
I can't say it.
What?
It's just like not coming out of my mouth.
But we had a
Fresh
hot tub
Fresh
outside,
pow,
so
little head out for a little fresh pow.
Ew.
yeah, the hot tub was nice outside.
It looked like a great time.
Yeah, and then we did hike up like
That
the
hike
ridge,
looked crazy.
which was terrifying. Like it was worth it, but after one run, like Chef Donnie, like they were gonna keep going. I'm like, that's all I needed. I need to go to the top,
Yeah.
say I did it, survive, and then I got lost in the woods. Like the main guy had to call me, like, where are you?
That's very dangerous.
Oh, it was very
Like,
easy to get lost.
extremely
Like,
dangerous.
You're going through the trees, but yeah, it was a nice trip.
So you had a nice little
Yeah,
break.
and like
Good.
Montana's an interesting little town. Like the people there, everything.
Well, Montana's a state.
Yeah, but you know what I mean when I say little town. Like I'm talking about like the strip.
The town
like,
you were in, which was
Bozeman.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
But like when you think of Montana, like I'm
No,
not saying Bozeman.
I think of a state.
Yeah, but
no, I
people
know it's a state.
But people know, you gotta be
Hey,
more,
whoa,
you
just
gotta
take
be
it easy, man.
You gotta be more specific. The people want to know where you went. Like there's
Alright,
a lot
fine.
of tourist destinations in
Fine,
Montana.
but it is like a little college town in Bozeman, kind of.
You said you had a male Chicks in the Office listener come up to you.
He did. Yeah, I did. That was the one
Was
person.
he telling the truth? Sometimes I don't believe them.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? How would he know Noah?
No, because I just feel like they know because of Barstool. And then they're
I
like,
don't know if you
listen
would
to
know
Chicks in the
me.
Office.
Yeah, I feel like Noah
Maybe.
is such a Chicks in the Office character.
Maybe.
He came up to me and guys don't really come up to me like it's usually the opposite
Yeah,
gender.
I said you were upset it wasn't a woman.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So he was like,
distracted
yeah, like
by a
I'm
little
one of your
lady.
one of the male listeners for Chicks. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
That is cool.
but
Well,
yeah,
shout out that guy.
yeah. No,
Thanks
shout
for
out that
listening,
guy.
if he's listening
Honestly,
right now.
Thank you.
the weird part was that walking around, we all felt like very judged. Like especially one night, I don't know if it was definitely what we were wearing.
Were you guys just high?
No, no. Like people
Like judged by the locals.
but judged by the like a lot of
Yeah, I don't think they don't really love all the tourists that go
no.
out there.
Because I think if you were to go
It's
like
a pretty
if
quiet
you-
place, and I think they've gotten a lot more action recently.
If you were to go to Big Sky, which is like
Yeah.
an hour away, which is more of like a resort type thing, I think it would be more like touristy. But where we were going out, it seemed like only like locals, and they
Yeah.
were all like chirping us for how we looked, and like
What?
I was with my
Damn.
friend who like was just wearing a normal jacket, and this guy in shorts and like just all denim came up to him, like had like long hair down past his shoulders. He's like, hey, you're in Bozeman, right? You're not in LA. And just like walked
Damn,
away. It was like
flames.
we were all getting like
they
Flames,
think
absolutely
they think
roasted.
they're so sick.
also
Yeah.
we were at this one bar like / club, I don't know, it was a weird place. This girl starts throwing peanuts like at our group.
Oh my
and
god.
one of like my friends is like, oh, he's like, stop.
Like in a
He's like,
malicious way or like
she was
a
just throwing it-
flirting
She was
way?
doing-
no,
you
she was just throwing it
guys?
like everywhere, but then it just kept coming. I was like, and then
You were
the
like,
whole bar,
I've been hit.
the whole bar starts to like reek of peanuts. I start seeing like the floor is just filled with it. And
Oh,
one of my
you could have gone down.
one of my friends is like, oh, he's allergic. She just didn't care. She's like, I don't care. Like just
Oh my gosh.
so
That
I
reminds
left.
me-
I was like, see you guys. Like I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh. That reminds me, last week we went to dinner and Noah was there, but Noah showed up late, and we went to a place that's like has a lot of heavily
I mean, it's a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, it's a heavy
Yeah,
peanut dish place.
Yeah.
And my favorite dish there has a lot of peanuts in it. And Noah was running late, and I was like, guys, we need to
Get it
order
fast
this
and
and
eat
eat
it
it
before
really
he
fast
gets
before
here.
Noah gets here. And I texted him, I was like, are you okay if we order this
I said
dish?
it's fine if you eat
And
next
he said
to me.
it
I
was
don't care.
fine because it's like an open air restaurant.
Yeah.
And obviously when you go to like, there's other people at other tables eating
Yeah.
peanut stuff.
Right.
But we scarfed this thing down before Noah got to the table because I was so nervous.
Smart.
I was like, guys, you don't understand. If I eat a peanut butter and jelly in the studio, Noah
Well, it's
starts
more
to
just
feel
like
sick.
this is such a
Yeah.
small room
Yeah.
that like the scent just kind of stays in here.
Yeah.
Where if we're in an open restaurant, like
Right.
whatever. I don't want to like
And
ruin
we
your
kept
experience.
telling the waitress like about him, and she probably thought he was the way we described Noah. She probably thought he was the biggest loser alive.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she was like, "Where is this guy?" Because he was stuck on the subway, and we just kept being like,
Our friend with the friend's
yeah,
late.
yeah,
You know what?
with the peanut allergy. Like, are you sure he could eat this? Are you sure he can eat that?
Yeah.
I think she was just waiting to see like who you were when you walked in.
I really respect a waitress or waiter who like cares about
She did
the
care.
allergy.
She
well,
did.
also I think it's more like they care about not being sued, but
Yeah.
a lot of people like don't respect
The allergy.
having an allergy. Like Chef Donnie, like was just like it's in your head. Like I'm like, no, it's not. Like I'll be dead. Like
I hate the it's in your head people. Like
Yeah, you can't really say it about allergies.
like
I mean,
I
it's just
do I do go ugh, you know.
But it's for certain cases. Like,
But
I feel like
you would actually
like a-
die, and that's a problem.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know, like you have a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
There are some people that I know that like claim they're allergic to stuff. And I'm like, I don't
if you
believe
eat like gluten and you're like, oh, I have a tummy ache. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
no, yeah. Well, no, not even
that's
that.
a
Not
real
even
thing
that.
too.
No, I know, but it's
no,
not
no.
life or death.
That is
It
that
can
is
make
a
you
real
feel
thing.
really
but I do
sick.
think a lot of people fake that. But that's another thing.
Yes.
Like I think a lot of people just
Yeah.
say that.
I think some people
but-
really have it, and some people just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot. I mean,
My dad used to say to all the wait staff, we would go to he doesn't do it anymore, but I remember when we were younger, he just like really hated cucumbers. So if it was like in any of the, he'd say I'm allergic to cucumbers, so that they would 100%
really?
make sure that the cucumbers weren't, because it's like if you're like, oh, can I have this salad like no cucumber, like they'll just be like, well, they don't care. So he was like, no, so he would say he was allergic to the cucumbers, so they wouldn't put him in.
was it an Italian thing? Because Italians look down upon cucumbers.
You know, I really don't know.
It's like poor people
What?
food.
It's
Yeah,
changed.
cucumber. My nonna won't eat cucumbers.
But it's like you don't usually just eat cucumbers. Like
No, but it's changed for
just
him.
and
I think
Yeah.
I think it's fine now. He loves pickles,
Interesting.
but no go on cucumbers.
My nonna keeps saying he's diabetic for years now. He's not. 1 year he got his blood results and it said like his blood sugar was like a little high, but
Yeah.
like he was gonna be okay. He has to have everything sugar free now and low sugar, and he's like, you know, and we're like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
has been going on for years now, and
he really takes
and like
really takes it
behind his back,
seriously.
like we'll like feed him stuff that is like not sugar free because we know my mom has been
Yeah.
to the doctor with
Yeah,
him, like
yeah,
she
yeah.
knows he's fine.
like he's really yeah
Yeah.
crazy.
But he takes it very seriously.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had a great trip. Besides the woman throwing peanuts, I think that's fucked up.
yeah, no, it was nice. We went to some bar and there were these two guitar players. Oh, we did almost get stranded one night because there's like no Ubers in Montana.
That's not surprising.
But we
Did you have a rental car?
we did, but like when we were going out, we didn't want to like
Yeah.
drive. And we tried to like pay off the two guitar players to drive us home, and the guy was like wanted way too much money. But they were playing John Mayer in the bar, which was nice.
What would you have done if you saw John Mayer in one of those bars?
I mean, I probably would like.
Cry?
I don't know, honestly. Like,
Would you go say
I think
hi?
I'd be speechless. Oh yeah, I would definitely go say hi. I was wearing a John Mayer Montana shirt.
Would you tell him your job?
Like oh, I work
Would
at
you
Barstool.
like try to like
Oh, no,
push
I would
chicks in the office?
Yeah, I would try to probably. I don't know. Like I'd probably be fumbling over my words.
You'd have to go with this. You'd have to be like, I
But,
work at
like-
Barstool. You know, Alex Cooper used to work there.
Or I would just be like,
Drop
he knows
some
Caleb
names.
or Roan. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'd be like,
and
oh,
Trent,
yes.
Trent, he runs Barstool.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the funniest stories is that John Mayer thinks Trent runs Barstool.
Which he does.
Yeah,
I think it's just
in
'cause
our world, he
saw
does.
Trent like comment on something,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, he's
And
It
his
just, like,
name is
has Barstool
Barstool
in his
Trent.
name.
yeah,
yeah,
Barstool
yeah.
Trent.
Yep.
That's
yep.
funny.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the rest of the show.
Let's do it.
I don't really have anything else to add. How about you?
No, I'm good.
Okay, let's talk about some topics.
Some Friday
then.
energy. Make
Yeah.
sure everyone
Oh.
knows
Proper Wild.
to go into the weekend with their proper
Yes,
wild.
make sure you go into the weekend with Proper Wild. Go to properwild.com/Barstool. You get 30% off your first order. Proper Wild is the perfect way to get that morning boost all day, all night, the weekend,
Yeah.
long weekend.
I'm headed. Like I said, I'm headed to Florida. A little bit of a girls' weekend. Look out! Oh, look out! Oh, the Jupiter, West Palm Beach area. We're coming.
Mima's hitting the town.
Oh,
No,
my God.
it's my girlfriends are actually gonna be there.
Mima's
But
gonna
Mima
make her
too.
way.
She might also want to come out.
She might
just
step in.
So, like I said, what's nice about Proper Wild too is it's small, so you can throw them in my carry-on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I just chugged
is-
one.
Yeah, I'll be throwing a couple in my carry-on to keep me up. I'm still adjusting back. Like you never really think the 2 hour
That's
like
where I
2 hour
was, 2
time
hour.
difference is like not that bad, and then you come home and you're like kind of a little frazzled.
off?
A little frazzled. I'm a little off. Like I'm like staying up too late still. Because I'm like, oh well, it's
Naughty.
only. I'm like, oh, it's only 10 p.m. in Arizona, but I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
It's naughty.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Pretty crazy
You're
of me.
crazy.
But proper wilds, we love it. And it's keeping us keeping us
energized.
Keeping us energized
Yes.
for that Friday energy.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into the topics. We're going to be talking about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's Vogue spread.
Really Rihanna.
Story. Yeah, it's Rihanna, but A$AP Rocky is on the cover as well. We are also going to be talking about Ryan Seacrest is making his exit from
Big switch.
Kelly and Ryan, and I think
Yeah.
Big Mark is going to step in. We are also going to be talking
Vanity
about
Fair
the Vanity Fair
cover. A lot of big names.
I usually write the topics down.
There's only 3.
And I'm okay. That
was it.
I was going off the top of my head there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. All right.
I
got
kind of
weekly
like
watch
when
report.
I kind of like when we just like repeat ourselves. You know,
we just go back and
the
forth.
weekly watch report.
Yeah, the weekly
Austin
watch
North.
report.
And,
I knew those.
she was getting there.
I
No,
was
but
getting
I
there.
thought you were about to be like, all right, let's get.
No, I was gonna get
Yeah.
there. And we have the weekly watch report, and we have an interview with Austin North, which I need to preface. The ending.
It got away from us a little bit.
The ending got away from us, and
We started yelling at him.
and then he said something, and I said yes immediately, and then afterwards I was like, oh, that comes across wrong, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. If you know how badly I want to be on
Yes.
TV in Outer Banks, then it does not come across
It
wrong.
doesn't at all.
So yeah. So that was a great interview,
Yeah.
and let's get into it. Starting off the topics. Nope, just kidding. Weekly watch report. Haha, tricked you. All right. Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report. Weekly Watch Report.
I don't remember the rest. That's how it went, right?
The Weekly Watch Report. It's probably going to change every week.
Yep.
But
Okay.
we're back for the Weekly Watch Report where we go over all the things we watched this week.
We're going on 2 weeks, and you know you've got nothing to give.
Because I've just been rewatching a lot of things, like
Yeah.
Seinfeld at night, Friends at night, and I'm not going to count those.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've watched them so many times that I can't.
Movies.
I clearly love them. I clearly
Nothing.
love Seinfeld and Friends. I'll give them both A+. Like I love them.
You know what? I want to say this about our rating system. I think we may need to change things up.
Like what?
Only because the letter grades and number grades should be the same, but like I would give something like a 75 out of 100 and that would be really good. That's like a high score. Like in my mind, you think of like a movie that's a 75%, you're like, that's a good movie. But grade wise, that's like a C. So like people think that that's not good.
It's because there's like an F. It's like there's a lower bottom.
I know, which is why I feel like it's hard because there's some things that I'm like, oh, that deserves like an 80 out of 100, because I think it's really good. But then if I give it a low grade, it's not reflective of how I
But it's
really
like
feel.
school. It's like school.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
So do
I
you want to
guess.
change the numbers?
I don't know. Maybe I'll think about like throwing out a number when I feel like I want to clarify something.
Okay. Let's keep it letters for right now.
Okay.
So yeah, I've just been rewatching a lot of like just every night. I'm just like watching either Seinfeld or Friends. And
I bet you
so-
when I name things, you're gonna be like, oh, I watched that.
I know that's usually what happens. But I did watch the first episode of Perfect Match on Netflix, and I hated it.
I'm gonna watch it.
really-
I think I don't know. Like,
I'm giving it a D.
yeah.
The first episode.
Okay.
I don't even like the premise of it because it's just like, are you the one?
Yeah,
Like they're
yeah,
just
yeah.
I really don't like the premise of the show. I'm
Yeah.
giving it a D. I'm giving the first episode of Perfect
I miss
Match a
Are You the
D.
One?
I watched the challenge finale. I'm gonna give that an A because
Good finale.
I won't spoil it. I won't say who won, but
Well, let's talk about it and say that we're going to talk about the finale. And if you haven't watched,
we're gonna talk about the finale of the challenge.
spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I'm going to make it really annoying. Spoiler alert for the challenge.
Yeah, because it makes me want to shut it off. when you do
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. For the final challenge, if you don't want to hear who wins, skip, skip, skip. Skip, skip, skip.
So I thought the final four was my ideal final four: Bananas, Nani, Devin, and Tori.
Yeah.
I love all of those
Perfect
people.
pairing, I think.
Perfect pairings. Tori and Devin got the win. I was so happy for them. I
Fucking
cried
pumped.
a bunch. I cried so much. I was so happy for Tori. I like Devin a lot too, but I was really happy for Tori. She's so sweet. So I was so happy for them. Nani and Bananas, they fucked it up. But Bananas has won so many times that like I'm not so upset for him. I was more upset for Nani. Like Nani.
It made me upset that he was so upset that he let Nani down.
And Nani deserves a win. She's been doing this for a long time. She was like, I'm used to losing. She is. But Tori and Devin, they got the win, and I was really happy for them. And I thought it was an impossible challenge. Just 100 hours.
100 hours.
They're hurt. They're hurting bad. And so I'm going to give that an A because I was really happy with the final four. I was really happy with that outcome.
Yeah.
So that gets an A from me. And then I'm trying to think of...
I was very excited. You ever think like... It's funny when people are they do it like best friends. Like I'm like, oh, Tori and Devin, like they're best friends. But I just love them like as a pairing. But I guess like as a best friends pairing, you know? Like they just... are really good friends, and I liked like the throwback to when they were on Are You the One.
I'm not really
doing this, and I just also love that Jordan won. I mean that Tori won the season that she and Jordan like did together post breakup, and Jordan got to watch her win. They still say very nice things about each other, which is very sweet, but it's got to be very hard. There's a lot of drama this season between them.
Right. I'm not rooting for Devin and Tori to get together. I really like them as friends.
They are good besties.
I like that they're really good friends. So that's my list. I really didn't watch anything new. I wasn't seeking out anything new.
Okay, I got a bunch of things. I also watched the challenge, so I will agree it was a very good final, I think. So I agree. I concur on the A grade on the final. Movies. I watched White Men Can't Jump for the first time last night.
Really?
Good for you.
Never seen it.
Great movie.
One of Joe's
What
faves.
inspired you?
It's one of Joe's favorites.
Also, they're remaking it.
Yeah, they are remaking it. And
well, the trailer came out.
The remake looks terrible.
It does look bad. Joe and I are trying to like, he has a list of movies that he's never seen that we've both never seen, but then there's also ones that he really loves that I've never seen that he wants to watch. So that was one of them that I had never seen. Good movie for sure.
Great.
That's a good Woody movie. I'm sure you appreciate that.
I have the t-shirt.
Rosie.
Yeah, very good. That's like, see, this is where it comes into play with the. Because it's like I would give it like an 89 out of 100.
So it's
which
a
is
B+.
high, which is like a B+. But I feel like
B+. That's
Okay.
a high score.
B+.
I feel like it doesn't really start to matter until you get down to like the D or F.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because then that sounds like
I
a
think
60
like
would sound
C,
better than an F.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like in the C range too. Like I'm like in the 70s is good, but
Okay, then I'm changing Perfect Match to an F.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't deserve to be in the 60s.
Yeah.
It's in the 50s or below.
Okay.
I'm giving that an F.
Yeah.
First episode, F.
F.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Your Place or Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
The Ashton Kutcher Reese Witherspoon movie, which I thought was cute. I wish, like, I like the format, but then I also wish that they were together more in the movie.
That's what I was saying. I'm like,
he was so good. He looked great. He was very funny. Like, I liked his character. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is just because now I feel like we're close personal friends, but so like for me, I enjoyed it. It was cute. I liked the ending. So that was like I'd clock that at like
ending
a
was a big twist.
72.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Like that's like a 7. Like I would give that like a 72. Which this was like a C minus.
That's a fine
you're getting
grade.
2 in your
You're
head.
in your head.
You're
Just
really
give the
getting
letters.
2 in your head with the numbers and the letters.
But it's like in my mind, when we put out the graphic and people don't listen to the show and they just see like C minus, they're like, oh, yeah, that's bad.
But it's not.
Well, I promise you that
You know?
more people are listening to the show than looking at the graphic.
Sometimes, well, it's just the people that I feel like a lot of people comment and they.
But
don't
it's
listen.
fine. Like they'll say the same thing if you gave it like a 70. Probably.
I can promise you, more people are listening to the show than that are commenting on that post.
No. I don't mean that. I just mean like some people are very quick to comment just from seeing something that they don't have any context on. but I did enjoy it, and I the kid was very cute. I thought it was like a good rom-com.
Jesse Williams was good.
Yeah, he was good. I watched Love is Blind After the Altar. Snooze fest. That was the biggest waste of 3 episodes. Like nothing happened. Like Cole and what's her face spoke. Now I forget all their names.
Zenib?
Yes.
Zay.
They spoke.
Oh.
And like they're fine. Something crack.
My collarbone.
Oh. So like that was fine. And then like I guess the big reveal was, and if you haven't watched yet, I'm about to talk about what happens in the episodes. I guess the big reveal was that SK had re-proposed to Raven pre-cheating allegations.
Oh.
Like full-blown second proposal, she said yes, like the whole thing.
Oh.
Which, yes, is juicy, but then it just ended. Like
That
it was
was
like
it?
it was it. Like
Well, that's why you gotta tune into.
No, it's him on Nikki V's show. I know. Raven, she filmed like 3 seconds of herself on the couch being like, yeah, like that, he cheated, we're broken up. But there was
SK, that dog.
nothing from SK. Like it was like nothing from SK, no answers.
Really not happy with him.
No.
He had everyone fooled that he was this nice guy.
I know. And so it was just like they had such an opportunity there to make that like an actual part of the show. Like either like Raven or SK talking or interviewing SK about the cheating route. Like it was just it was like he cheated. Here's Raven sitting on her couch talking about it a couple months later on her phone. And then that was it. It was over.
Nick Lachey's got to step up and fucking say to Netflix, hey,
Yeah.
here's my input.
I was
Because he's doing all these
disappointed.
bad shows now.
I was disappointed in that.
Sorry, I got a really bad taste in my mouth from that.
That was like
show.
after the altar gets a D. That was
Give it an F. Come on.
no, because it's not fully an F, because there were some moments I was like, okay,
Okay. Fine.
I am interested,
Fine.
but D minus,
okay. Okay. Well, you're close.
Yeah.
To an F.
D minus.
Sure. D minus.
What else did I watch? I watched the first episode of Full Swing on Netflix. That's the Drive to Survive
yes, I
for
saw
the
that.
golf.
That's
that.
out.
Yeah, that's out, which I'm very excited to watch all of that because I actually am very interested in that whole scene. What's like the PGA versus Live versus who's going to go to Live, and you get to see all the players.
Did you ever finish
And they
the
have like
tennis?
the big. I did, and I liked the tennis, but like I understand what people were saying, where the tennis is definitely more up and coming.
Yeah, which I don't have a problem.
No,
with.
which I don't have a problem with either. I think it's good. The golf, they have like all the big dogs. Like they got the first episode is all Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. Like they have everybody. It seemed like really agreed to do it. Besides, like Tiger's not doing it, but like there's
cool.
Yeah, like it just feels like they really got and that's like what's cool about Drive to Survive is when they have all the best drivers doing it. Like when Verstappen stopped doing it, it was like, well, this is annoying because he's the best one. So to have the best ones do it, I think that's when it's good. So I only watched 1 episode, but I'll give it a B+. Like I enjoyed the first episode.
You think Trent and his golf podcast are gonna make a cameo at all?
Dan Rappaport's in the first episode.
He is?
Yep.
Wow.
You tried to say that as a joke, but literally
No, I mean, like,
the newest member of Foreplay is in the show.
I mean, they're always at every event, so I would assume they're in it.
Yeah, no, he's I don't know about the rest of them, but Dan is in it. I've been catching up on a lot of, like, I'm just watching my normal Miami. I'm going through the motions of Housewives. Oh, Vanderpump Rules is back.
Oh, Summer House.
Summer House we watched. Summer House episode 1 I'd give a B-.
B-. We'll go shared.
Yeah. Vanderpump Rules first episode I'm giving a B+. It's pulled me back in. 100%.
I meant to watch it, and I
haven't
have
watched
to
the
fucking
second one yet.
tonight.
I have not
I'm
watched the
gonna
second one
watch
yet.
Housewives of New Jersey
Yes.
and Vanderpump.
Yes. I've watched the first 2 episodes of New Jersey, which New Jersey always brings it. I love these ladies. They do not hold back. They speak their minds. Real Housewives of New Jersey is a A- for the first 2 episodes. I just think like they still bring the heat and their tensions are still high because they went right, like Melissa was saying, they went right back into filming. I haven't watched the new Miami yet. Last of Us episode 5. I would give a.
We haven't done it since the episode 4 and 5.
4 and 5. I guess I would combine both of them together. They were similar. B.
Yeah, I liked the last one better than the fourth.
Yeah. I give them both a B for me.
Yeah.
5 definitely had more action.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for like whatever big things
the
they
little
have
kid
planned.
in episode 5.
Yeah. And I think that's. Oh, I haven't talked about Love Island UK mostly because you haven't watched any of it, so I don't want to like.
I'll be honest,
ruin any of it. But
you and Devin did not hype it up at all,
and I'm not about to right now.
Okay, so that's why I have been hesitant to watch because you both have talked about how you
like. I'm enjoying it,
love it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it's not my fave. Like it's like I'll watch any Love Island season, and I will like it, and it will have good drama, and I will be invested. But this is definitely not like the last winter season they did was better than this one, in my opinion. I haven't really fallen in love with like any of the people, which is why it's kind of like hard to connect. But I'm totally up to date on that. I'm on the VPN. They're at Casa Amor right now, which is always steamy. So like that's always the best part. This is where things pick up because I have a feeling like there's going to be some mix-ups for the recoupling when it happens at the end of the week. So watching that, and I'll give that a C. It's in the 70s. Like I'm enjoying it, but it's not like I'm not texting you to be like you got to be watching this, which I've done with past Love Island seasons. So maybe people disagree with me on that, but that's kind of how I feel about this Love Island season. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I have a good amount accumulated from the last couple of weeks. So I'm gonna go through fast. A lot of Ethan Hawke.
Oh, you go one through Ethan Hawke?
I did, but not like on purpose.
It just happens.
I watched the movie Savages. Have you ever seen that?
With Blake Lively
Yeah.
and
movie.
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Taylor
I think
Kitsch.
I'd seen parts, but I'd never seen it. I just watched it.
Love that movie. It's my first rated R movie that I saw in
Really?
theaters.
Yeah,
I had to use my sister's friend's fake ID. I had to use her ID, not fake ID. She had to drop it on the ground, and I picked it up and showed it.
What was your first R-rated movie you stuck into?
Oh, The Hangover.
Mine too.
Really? I think we've said this before.
Have we talked about this?
I feel like probably, but yeah, me and my friends
we
snuck
have
into
because
The
I
Hangover.
remember. I was trying to remember. I spent so long trying to find what movie I lied and told my parents I was going to see.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was like an Eddie Murphy like comedy movie or something, and it ended like way before The Hangover ended. So my parents were waiting for me outside for like a really long time, and they were like, "We know that's not the movie you went to see."
That was such a rush when you used to like.
My dad was so mad.
It was like before you tried to use a fake ID or anything. It's like, am I gonna get through?
Yeah, right. Like, can I see this movie?
Yeah, like you.
It wasn't even like, oh, mad that I went to see an R-rated movie. My dad's biggest thing, like when we were little, was always like, tell the truth. It's this classic dad line: tell the truth and you won't get in trouble. It's like, okay, a lot of times you still get in trouble.
Yeah.
So he was like, you lied. You lied right to my face about what movie you were going to see. I was like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, we would like go into the theater, the right one, and then just walk out into the other one.
Yeah.
I did that for Hangover and Project X. I remember I went to see Project X a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, Savages.
Savages, great movie.
It was entertaining. I gave it a C+.
Yeah.
That's a good score for that.
But yeah.
It's not groundbreaking, but it's entertaining.
Yeah. I think we're all trying to be a little bit more pure, like legit with our scoring.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that movie and being like, I want to have sex. Like I didn't
I do not blame you.
I Blake Lively.
For the way that all three of them.
Blake Lively was having a lot of sex in that movie.
It was the summer I was going into 10th grade and I lost my virginity in 10th grade. And I'm actually going to blame it on Savages because
I want to have two boyfriends.
No, but I was like,
wow, this whole sex thing looks
this
great.
sex thing looks pretty fun. Like she was getting fucking pounded in the first scene. That's how Savages opens up with Aaron. Like they're not like, I know that one was Taylor Kitsch because Aaron Taylor Johnson was like the sensitive one and Taylor Kitsch was like the one, and that's how it opens up. And then I was like, I want to smoke weed and have sex, and that is what I did. I
love it
for years to come.
Okay, so yeah, C+ for that. I watched this movie called Juliet Naked. came out in 2018. It's
Juliet naked.
Juliet, comma naked.
Oh.
It's with
You
Ethan,
just saw naked and said,
Yeah.
no,
click.
no,
Seems like we have a theme going on
no.
here.
Ethan Hawke and Rose Byrne. But it was a good movie. It's basically like Ethan Hawke is this musician who was big in the States, and then he kind of disappeared, and it's this whole thing. But it was a good movie. I'll give it a B.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a solid
Okay.
movie. Then I watched this movie, Happy Anniversary, with Ben Schwartz. Not as good.
Oh,
Not terrible. Not as good. C-.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
glad
fine.
he
don't
made
know.
it into a movie.
I don't know that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, well, he's been in,
What? Ben Schwartz?
yeah.
It's been in a couple movies.
He's been in a couple.
Yeah, I mean, he's more like a TV guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, fine. I mean, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. It got a pretty good Rotten Tomatoes. But, okay. Have you guys heard of the show Shrinking on Apple TV?
Yeah, it's on my list. I haven't
Yeah.
started it yet, but it's on my list.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so this show has been brought up to me a couple times this week. I don't like the thought of Jason Segel as a shrink. And
But that's not really
everybody
like,
keeps saying I have to get past that
it's
Yeah.
not.
and just give it a
I
shot.
don't really know. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm also going to agree that you should probably get past
Yeah,
that
I'm just
and
like,
watch it.
Jason
It's
Segel
not
as a shrink.
really like. It's not. You don't even think of him as like a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like sitting down in a room. It's more like
Okay.
him out and about and like yeah. No, it's pretty good. I'll give that the first 3 episodes. I'll give a B.
Okay.
Kind of like seems like a weird role for Harrison Ford to agree to, but like I enjoy him in it. But okay, more Ethan Hawke. Have you guys ever watched the
This man loves Ethan Hawke.
before sunset, before sunrise? Have you heard
No.
of?
No.
Oh,
I don't think I probably can name like 2 Ethan Hawke movies. I've seen.
really?
I couldn't even tell you what
Training
Ethan
Day?
Hawke looks like.
What?
Boyhood, isn't he in
Yeah.
Boyhood?
If you put up pictures of a bunch of people, or if you pulled up a picture of Ethan Hawke, maybe I would then go, oh,
No,
that's
you
Ethan
would,
Hawke.
you would.
But I couldn't just tell you what Ethan Hawke looks like. Oh,
That's
He was
Ethan-
going viral the other day because of that. Did you see what he posted about Rihanna? That's funny.
Yes.
You've seen Ethan Hawke movies.
barely.
That's why like
He looks barely familiar to me.
I've seen Boyhood.
Dead Poet Society. He was a kid. Training Day. I mean, Training Day is his most, like I would say, most well known. I mean,
I've never seen Training Day. Okay, keep going.
He was in Glass Onion. When was he in Glass Onion?
Oh, you won the rom-com draft.
I saw you.
Congrats.
Thank you. He's in.
He had like a tiny cameo maybe in Glass Onion. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he was the guy who like at the boat.
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah. So I had like heard that before
sunrise.
before sunset. I was like, oh, like I've heard so much good things about this, blah blah blah. But I was like, watching.
Are they 2 separate movies?
So yeah, so this is what I didn't realize because I was like, I thought it was Before Sunrise when I saw it on whatever I was watching it on. So I watched Before Sunset, and I was like, wow, this is great. And they're like calling back to like a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, this like I guess you just don't know. I watched that, I'm like, oh, that was an incredible movie. Like I'll give that an A-, Before Sunset. Then I found out afterwards, oh, there was a movie before that called Before
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
And that came out in the 90s.
So that came out before, so I watched it backwards.
Gotcha.
And that was even better. That was an A.
And
Great
there was
movie.
a Before Midnight.
Wait, what?
Before Midnight came out in 2013.
There was another?
There's a third.
I don't know.
You better get on it.
Is that the
Before
same-
Midnight, Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy.
They did 3?
Richard Linklater. Is it?
What
Are they
the
all
fuck?
Richard? Are they all Richard Linklater?
Yeah.
And Richard Linklater did Boyhood too, right?
Oh, shit.
So he really likes
and
Ethan
Before
Hawke.
Midnight got a 98% on
Oh my
Rotten
god, you
Tomatoes.
better catch that
Yeah,
this weekend.
put it on the list.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
You missed one.
Yeah. But yeah, those are like, I mean, Before Sunrise is like, I would say like one of the better rom-coms I've ever seen.
All right. They're all under romance drama, I will say.
Yeah. But it's a really good.
I'm
like,
just saying, like, if there's not a lot of laughs,
I like
don't
how
put
they
in the
do it
rom-com
where
category.
both movies are like just one day. Like
Yeah.
it's just one day with each other in different cities.
Well, that's kind of crazy. They did it for such a long span of time. The first one was 1995, and Before Midnight.
Something
was
about Richard
2013.
Linklater, because that was the same
He
thing.
loves that shit.
Yeah, when he did Boyhood,
Loves
that
that
was like
shit.
over the span of like
Yeah,
15
Boyhood
years.
he filmed for so long,
Yeah.
which was
I didn't like
personally
Boyhood was,
I
like,
did not enjoy it.
I didn't love Boyhood. Yeah,
I didn't see
it was more
Boring
just
as
like
hell.
it was more just like wow.
It was cool. Like it was cool that they did that way with like the same kid getting older, but it was just boring.
Yeah. It's impressive, but I was like, yeah. Rewatched 21. One of my most rewatchable movies of all time.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. The
Card.
Blackjack. Yeah.
I'll give that an A. Like,
What's that with
even
what's
though Kevin
his face?
Spacey kind of makes it a little harder to watch.
Is that with McAvoy, James McAvoy?
No, it's with we've talked about this before.
Which one is James McAvoy in? Oh, Jim Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Which is the one? What's the one
Counting
Jim
Card-
McAvoy is in
a
where
card
he's
movie?
Yeah,
Jim McAvoy.
not Jim McAvoy. James McAvoy. There's shit.
Trance?
Isn't there one?
I don't know.
Am I making
Trance?
this up?
That's the one thing that comes up when I search card movie James McAvoy. Wanted? I don't know.
Okay,
I
maybe
think you're making it up.
I think I might be making it up.
Okay, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end.
Okay.
Have you heard of this show Dear Edward on Apple TV?
No.
The premise is this one kid survives a plane crash. The whole plane. This one kid survives, and it's kind of the aftermath of that. Like his family was on, like, so he's an orphan. His aunt is raising him.
That's dark.
It's dark, but I'll give it a B-. I've watched the first 4 episodes. It's entertaining. I rewatched Top Gun Maverick on the flight back from Montana. A+.
Hits every time.
Even though it's like I watched it in the theater the first time, now like on a plane it was like harder to hear, but like it's still an A+. Like
It's a great movie.
that movie just can't be better than it is.
Yep.
The Last of Us 3 and 4 I give a B+. I think it's like 5 was better than 4, but Your Place or Mine, give that a D+. It was like, in my opinion, just bad.
Yeah.
Thought it was extremely corny, and even like, I don't know, like I like Ashton Kutcher obviously, but like the lines that they were saying, I was like, ugh, like.
Oh, I thought it was.
I was just like, ugh, I don't know.
It didn't bother me.
And
that
also,
much.
it's like my main thing. It's like you're gonna make a movie with Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon, and he said when he was here, like how he's been wanting to make a movie with her for so long, and then they're not ever in a scene together, like actually together. Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
That was the premise of the movie.
I didn't
No, I
like
know.
that premise.
Yeah.
Which is why I haven't watched it,
Yeah.
because I don't like the premise of them not being in the.
Yeah, I just don't like that.
I
Like,
said this to Fran. I like my rom-coms to act like they're still in the early 2000s. Like, I don't want you guys
I don't
on
need you to-
the FaceTiming phone calls. Like, I need you guys to
same
be
thing with
in
COVID.
the
Like,
same
I don't want
room.
you to like things that are set where they're like social distancing. I'm like, I don't need to.
Knives
watch
Out.
this.
I was like, why is this a COVID thing?
Yeah.
I like to forget about that.
Last thing, I watched episode 1 of You last night, the new season, and give that a C+. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like dragging out.
I think
like,
they could have ended You.
I'm done.
They definitely could have.
I'm done. I
Right.
stopped. I didn't watch. What season is this? 4?
4.
I don't think I ever watched 3.
Neither did I.
I mean,
definitely
the last-
watched-
the
I
last-
watched
no,
one
I
and-
watched a little bit of 3.
I watched 1 and 2. I think I
Although, you
started
would like
3.
this.
I think I started 3 and never finished 3.
I started 3 as well, and I didn't hate it. I remember
didn't hate
talking about
3.
it actually for the
Yeah.
Weekly Watch Report, but I never finished it.
You would like this season. You should watch this season because it's in London. So it's like,
Oh, really?
So like everything is London. So it's kind of cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, that's my whole
Long
list.
list.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Shout out Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, big
For carrying this
And,
episode.
Big
I'll be
week
back
for Ethan
to
Hawke.
let you guys know how Before Midnight
Yeah,
was.
yes. Noah's rushing to watch Before Midnight now.
He's going to ask if he can go home early. Yeah. Everyone was excited to see this Rihanna cover after her Super Bowl performance. She did an interview with Vogue, British Vogue. Beautiful, stunning pictures
Beautiful.
of her baby, A$AP Rocky on the cover with
No
her.
name.
Stunning on the beach, no name. This was when those paparazzi pictures came out. They were shooting this, and she said in the interview that, you know, they saw the paps, they saw them down the beach, and they sat down by their trailers and they discussed, how are we going to do this? And within minutes, they said, all right, we're going to call up our own friendly bloggers that we know. We're going to make a TikTok account. We're going to get out ahead of this because, you know, it's so fucked up. Like, this is a baby. You're trying to sneak pictures of a baby, our baby. So we're going to get out ahead of this. And just really sweet interview about her life and her
loves being a mom,
loves ASAP Rocky. He loves being a dad, loves having a son.
And she didn't know she was expecting when they were doing the photos.
No. But then she did know when they were doing the interview.
Yes.
Because that was around the Golden Globes, which was quite recent. And so she knew then, but when she was doing the picture, she didn't. She wrote on Instagram, like, how, you know, I didn't even know my 2 babies were in the pictures, which was really sweet. And just amazing pictures. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah, they're great. She also said, you know, hey, I hope there's music this year. Like, it just feels like she's ready. It's what was really interesting to read too was like the pressure that she has put on herself. Because she was like, Auntie was such a phenomenal album, start to finish. Like, she was like, that was a no skip, like, masterclass. Basically, she was saying like that was the best work she's ever put out, and that she's like struggled with what to put out next because she felt like it needed to top it. But she was like, I know that's not how I should think about it. Like, it's music, everything's different, but like that's something that she struggled with putting out new music, which only builds, I guess, right, as time goes on.
It's been so long since she's put out that album though that you can't even compare it, right? I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, this is no, you know, like, it's just been so long that obviously music has changed a ton. She says that she's grown to love songs and hate songs that she's made. She wants new music to be this year, but you know, now she's got a baby coming again. So
she was getting some flack for calling her baby fine, which is like, in my mind, I feel like that's just a mom being like, my baby's so handsome.
Yeah, it's Rihanna. Like, it's just the way she talks. She was just like saying she
like my
handsome baby.
My handsome boy.
I don't think it'd be weird if you said that. Like, if if you had a baby and you were like, oh, my baby's so fine. Like, I don't see why that's
right. No, I'm just saying.
I guess maybe it's just like using that phrase.
Right.
But it's just, I feel like it was just really her being like, I have a very handsome baby, or I think my baby is very handsome.
I think it's weird when people automatically, I don't even want to say the word, like,
it's a baby and it's her baby.
It's a baby and a mom. Like, when people automatically put it in that lens, I think it's strange that you're thinking like that. But I thought the pictures were amazing, stunning. They're all cool. Stunning. Such a beautiful family.
And then once, you know, I wonder what Olivia Wilde thought about that photo. You know, he's back there holding the baby. It's hot as fuck him supporting her like that.
It's even hotter. It's even hotter.
Her cover, but he's in the background
kissing the baby. Oh, and Rihanna was saying, like, she says to the baby, like, you know, you came out of me, like, and just because they have he just loves his dad so much, which is really sweet.
It's really cute.
But love that. A lot of covers this week. There was the Vanity Fair.
Good choices of people, I would say.
Yeah, interesting group of people, but good group for this year, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think there was only one. There was only one that I was like, and I'm gonna name them all and then guess. Okay. So we had Selena Gomez, Jonathan Majors, Austin Butler, Ana de Armas, Florence Pugh, Keke Palmer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Julia Garner, Regé-Jean Page, Emma Corrin, Hoyan, and Jeremy Allen White.
Ana de Armas.
No, mine was actually Regé-Jean Page.
He was my second guess.
I looked at all that and I was like, what has he done besides Bridgerton? And there hasn't been anything post Bridgerton.
Ana de Armas I get because people did love some. You know, the Marilyn Monroe movie. I agree with you.
Like, but for me, because it was just
like what have you been up to?
The hype was so big, and then it was like, oh, he's not going back to the show, and then it was like, oh, maybe he's James Bond, but like now it's like, maybe there's other movies coming out.
Some movies.
All of these people have had such an amazing year.
Yeah, but nothing matters.
But he was in a High Fidelity with Zoe Kravitz.
But he hasn't stood out this specific year. Like all of these people have
had a monster 2022
this year.
like looking at that, I wasn't like, wow, he had a massive 2022. Like he had a massive 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was an interesting choice. Florence Pugh was
the Gray Man he was in.
Oh yeah,
being talked about a bunch because her not wanting to talk about the Don't Worry Darling drama just added to the drama.
She really fucking
she does
hates
not like
all of them clearly.
She hates
won't
that
make
movie.
one comment.
She hates Olivia Wilde.
I really
she hates Harry
appreciate the
Styles.
dedication to not saying anything.
It's pretty impressive how much she dislikes that whole entire movie.
Can't say
And
one
being
nice
a part
thing.
of it. I need to fucking know what happened. I mean, somebody tell us.
Yeah, I know.
It's not going to be her.
I know.
Her saying I don't want to talk about it means something happened.
Yeah.
Because if nothing happened, you say there really just got blown out of proportion. Nothing happened. Something fucking happened.
Yeah.
Something happened.
I really do feel like this is a major look at future leading. Like they already are, but in the next few years, just going to be in like Jonathan Majors is going to explode. Like now he's in the Marvel world, but he's been in like a ton of great stuff. Obviously Austin Butler's on here. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, is now like has the best odds of being the next James Bond, which would be just incredible.
Jeremy Allen White,
massive year, winning awards. I saw Amanda Noska, but not fat, she was like counting Aaron Taylor Johnson's abs in that picture. I was like, he's jacked.
Yeah.
Training for James Bond, maybe, you know?
Could be.
He's a handsome
he would be a
man.
good Bond.
He would be a great Bond. And I do think a lot of people looked at him in Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Bullet Train. And thought like, ooh, he can do it. Like that, he pulled that off.
Yeah.
In the way he is in Bullet Train. And then just obviously some great ladies. It's a good group, very solid. Like that was the only one that I was like, But everybody else, you also see Selena Gomez said that Disney, she couldn't say what the hell.
And also that Martin Short texts her, but Steve Martin won't. He said that Steve Martin will only email and rarely will email, but that she calls Martin Short Marty. And she said that he'll text her, which is their characters.
They're so cute.
Like 100%
really,
Martin Short in that show will text her. I fucking love. Oh my God, that's what I left off the list.
Oh, there you go.
I finished
around
the second season of Only Murders in the Building.
Yep.
Loved it.
Great
loved
season.
it.
More
I
than
actually
the first?
liked it better than the first.
That's what my dad said.
I loved the first, and I liked the second season even better. And then it ends with fucking Paul Rudd.
I know.
And Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep are in the third. Add that to the list. Add that to the list. Loved it. Oh my God, I loved it so much. Actually, I want to give it an A+. I want to give it an A+.
Wow.
That's how much I loved it. I really loved it.
You loved it so much you forgot to bring it up.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since I've watched it.
I know.
I didn't watch it this past week. I watched it the week before.
No, it's I'm with you. Good. Like I really liked the second season.
It was so good.
You should go to the actual building. I did that once. Walked
Really?
by it. Yeah. What's the exact?
Oh my God, send me the address. I want to go.
They do have a great
I'm
dynamic.
obsessed with the three of them.
Yeah.
I am. I fucking love that show. Martin Short is so funny.
I love him.
Steve Martin. I want to go.
You should
I wanna
read
be
their
You
memoirs.
want to be Selena Gomez.
I want to be their Mabel.
Yeah.
I'll give you their memoirs. You should read them.
Please.
They're really
I really
good.
will.
They're like both of theirs are like my favorite memoirs.
I want to be their Mabel.
Yeah.
I'm like
Let me
getting
in the
upset
group.
now. Let me in the group.
You'll cry about
me
because
in the
Martin
group.
Short's wife died. Like
I know.
It's so sad.
Oh, he's so cute. I love them. I love them. I want to be Mabel.
Did you ever see Three Amigos?
Wait, who is in that? It's Steve
It's
Martin.
Martin Short,
No,
Steve
but I read about
Martin,
it in the
and
book.
Chevy Chase.
No, I never saw the movie, but they talked about it in the book, like working together.
It's a movie that's definitely like probably not cool anymore. Like these days, my guess would be it's like not appropriate for these times, but it is an absolute group. I want to say 45% of Rotten Tomatoes. It's just like you put those three people together, Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short, and it's just it's one of those just like really stupid comedies, like 80s comedies that you watch and you're like, this is so dumb, but you're also like really laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
We watched that a ton as kids.
I'm really sad now.
What?
That you're not Mabel.
Yeah, like just realizing that I'll never get to hang out with Martin Short really upsets me.
I mean, never say never.
No, but like he's never gonna look at me like a grandkid, and that's what I want.
That's what you want.
I feel like if you ever get on the show, you could tell him this. And
I feel like me and him would get along great.
You think you're more of a Martin Short guy, Martin Short girl?
Yes, just from the show.
I feel like you missed an opportunity to be an extra.
I don't want to be an extra though.
Yeah, you want to be Mabel.
Yeah, I just want. Do you guys not think that me and Martin Short would not get along?
I think you absolutely would. I don't know who Martin Short wouldn't get along with.
I think like you're more Martin Short friends, more Steve Martin.
We've talked about this.
We've talked about this.
Oh, yeah,
Martin Short
Selena.
and you're Selena Gomez. I just feel like me and him would just like have a good rapport.
I don't know. I agree.
I'm just sad now thinking about the fact that
because I just think he would love to give it to you and you would give it back to him, and then you guys would just laugh about it.
We'd be like, oh, come here.
You'd be like, classic Marty.
Oh my God. I'm.
Do not start to cry about this right now.
We're
gonna move on from this topic. Ryan Seacrest is out on Live with Kelly and Ryan. It's the end.
I have
of the
actual
road.
tears coming from
my
eyes, and I want everyone to know that because it just hit me that I will never get to be.
You will not be
friends
Mabel.
with Martin.
I'm picturing a picture of you and Martin Short.
Not
together.
like we're like. Yeah, like he's like around each other's shoulders.
Rhea just wants to do like a buddy comedy
with Martin Short. Oh my God, we would be such a good good cop. Not even good cop, bad cop. You know?
Just real slapstick stuff.
That's a really good movie. I'm gonna write that.
That should be your next project.
Good cop.
My next project. No, that Good Cop is the name of the movie,
cop,
and it's Martin Short and me, and I play his granddaughter, and we go on like a quest together.
Yeah.
Please, someone out there, please.
Gotta start writing.
It's my new goal in life.
Did you see that somebody, this is completely off topic, but did you see that somebody tweeted at us a picture of a tiny vacuum?
Yeah, it was really tiny.
It was really tiny.
And I realized I'm not the first one to think of that.
Really tiny.
I feel like a lot of people sent in.
No, but this one was like the one I was envisioning.
It was like a teeny dustbuster. Like it was like, I think it was exactly
what I was envisioning.
What she was thinking, like it's just was a really tiny dustbuster. And it was like, think exactly how you picture that. Anyway,
all right, so I'll never become a millionaire off my mini vacuum, and I'm never going to be Martin Short's granddaughter.
However, write a script.
My 2023 vision board is just a picture of me and Martin Short.
Just nothing else.
Nothing else.
Empty board, just Martin Short in the center of the page.
With me, I'm gonna make that actually this weekend and bring it in and hang it up.
Just Photoshop your face on Selena Gomez.
Yeah,
and just
in the middle of Martin.
And cut Steve Martin out.
Yeah.
Like just you.
I love Steve Martin though. I love Cheaper by the Dozen, and obviously other films that Steve Martin's in. But man, a buddy. Mm-hmm. Comedy.
Good cop, good cop.
Good cop, starring Martin Short and Rhea.
Yep.
Damn, I'm going to bring in that memoir. I want you to read it.
Please. Oh, God, that's going to make me even... Whatever. Anyway. Ryan Seacrest is leaving Kelly and Ryan.
Seacrest is off with Kelly and Ryan. End of an era. The two of them are done. I was less surprised that he's leaving. I just feel like that man is... too busy. Like I just feel like he's doing too much stuff.
The time was coming.
He's hosting a ton. He does that. He does radio still.
Kelly's
like
too busy on Andy Cohen's side.
Yeah, it's just like
Kelly is not rooting for Ryan Seacrest.
Imagine this all came down to the fact that they had a little tiff and Andy Cohen said, Kelly, you got to pick a side. He's got to be out on your show.
How old do you think Ryan Seacrest is?
Ryan Seacrest is 48.
Yeah, he is.
What, really?
Yeah.
Is he actually 48?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I should have gotten more credit there from my guess. Did you just hear me spot on guess Ryan Seacrest age? 48?
No, I apologize. I texted my dad that I thought of a good movie idea.
Oh, good. I'm sure he will be dying to hear.
You should write it, and then when Martin comes in, you have...
Is Martin Short coming in here at some point?
I wouldn't put it out of the... I mean, I feel like... Who knows?
All right, you never know.
Let's put him at the top of the list.
You never know.
It's like we don't want Selena, we want Martin.
The next season, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And the show is about podcasts.
Yeah. Full circle.
Sorry. 48. Very
He's
impressive.
48 years
Very
old, and I
impressive.
guessed that on the nose. I just feel like he has a lot. I was more surprised that Mark is stepping in. Mark and Swells, Kelly's husband. They're going to do a show together, which sounds like a great idea. But is it too much
I feel
to
like
work with your husband?
I feel like maybe they have a stable enough relationship.
Yeah, they're
where
already joking
like,
about it. They're like, now you contractually have to hang out with me.
I feel like they probably just have a stable enough relationship where they're like, no, we could do this, and then I feel like they'll end it in a couple of years. Like I can't see this going on for a long time.
Right, because I just feel like you don't want to take work home with you all the time or bring home to work. So if there's something that goes on, it's like. But I'm sure they'll also use the show to talk it out. There'll be laughs. There'll be jokes.
Yeah.
I saw that ABC has apparently wanted him to be a part of the show for a while, and he finally agreed. So
clearly, they have a good chemistry.
Exactly.
So it'll be good.
It'll be.
I won't tune in ever, but I'm sure it'll be good.
No, I'm sure their demographic will love it. Like the people that watch that show will be like, this is very sweet to have the two of them do it together.
Yeah,
and people will like being guests.
They're like a part of the relationship.
Exactly. You're just like, oh, come step into our family room, guests. Welcome to the Consuelos house, and it's live with Kelly and Mark.
That's beautiful.
Live. I wonder if what they'll call the show.
I think that's what they.
Live with Kelly and Mark.
I saw the headline.
Live with Kelly and Mark. Keep it simple.
You can't.
I know. I mean, look, we've gone live with Regis and Kelly, live with Kelly and Ryan.
You'll never. Regis and Kelly was the best.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying they could. But yeah, I'm sure they'll just keep it Kelly and Mark. That would make the most sense.
Like they're spending a lot of time together now. This is gonna.
It's quite literally what I just said.
I think they're gonna be okay. I just said I think they have a stable enough relationship, or else they wouldn't do this.
Did I not say that?
You
to
did.
You? To be
you know what I was doing.
Did I not say that to you, or I just said there might be spending too much time together?
I was texting our booking team to put Martin Short on the.
Thank you. I appreciate that though.
Yep.
That
all
was
right.
the
All right.
communication.
We'll give you a pass. We'll give you a pass on that one.
I like that.
We'll give you a pass on that one. All right. That wraps it up. We have a great interview with Austin North coming up. But first, guys, life can get a little chaotic, whether you're juggling work, family, or just life in general. You need some moments for yourself, some moments to unwind. That's why Coors Light helps you find those moments all year long. So whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. Cracking open a Coors Light, it's great. I think, when you have a nice little break on the weekend, maybe a Saturday afternoon, I'm hanging in my apartment, open my fridge, put a nice ice cold Coors Light. It's great. Or maybe it's Saturday night and you're headed to the bar. You can get a Coors Light on draft or Coors Light bottle. I know when I was out in Arizona, I definitely had a few Coors Light. So there's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill. That's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. So when it's time to unwind, Coors Light is the beer we reach for. So when you want to hit reset, grab the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Austin North, who plays Topper in Outer Banks. Outer Banks comes back February 23rd, and we are obviously super excited, and I bet you are excited as well.
I'm very, very excited. We are having our first premiere for the show as well. Everybody, all the creators and actors, everyone's going to be in one place. My whole family is going to be there. I'm very excited. It's this Thursday.
Wow, so soon.
Guess we missed the invite to that again. Once again, we are left out.
I can make a few phone calls.
Is it in LA?
Okay. That's really exciting.
In LA, yes.
Won't be able to make it. That's all right. That's all right.
We're a New York-based podcast.
That's on the red eye.
That is really, really exciting, though. I'm actually. The first season came out during, while everyone's on lockdown, so it makes sense that there was no premiere. But now this is the third season, which is crazy to think about. Time has gone by so fast. What do you think has changed the most since, the first time you guys filmed this show and now? I mean, it really took off.
Yeah, it's something special, and I don't take it for granted. Didn't really hit us, exactly like you said. It came out during COVID, and we're all kind of in lockdown. And the first time I went outside, was a long time after the show came out. I went to Destin, Florida, and I was out in public, and the response from fans was pretty wild. I was like, this is, my life has changed a little bit, but it's very cool, just to give the people a show to watch, to kind of have, that sense of escape, and during that weird time when we're all just like, what in the world's going on. It was, and now we're here, and I'm very fortunate to be working with these people for 3 seasons now. It doesn't happen, to an actor that often, and it's just a great group of people. We have a lot of fun, and we film in Charleston, South Carolina. So I'm lucky.
Yeah, I think that's, one of the main, besides the show being great, another main reason why people were so attracted to the show was your guys' cast chemistry. And, it really shows online and, social media how close you guys are and how much fun you have, and then it translates to the screen because you guys can kind of pick up on that chemistry while watching it. And you mentioned, going out in the public after being on lockdown for so long and realizing the fans, and I think that you guys noticed that while filming too, right? Like, were people just showing up to the filming sites?
Yeah, I think it hit us second season. Obviously the show was out, we're back in Charleston, and I mean, it was crazy for me. I was at the airport, and I met 2 girls coming in from, I think it was London, just to see where we filmed, the different locations, and everyone, that lives in Charleston, like, we're filming in different neighborhoods and just kind of all over. Everyone's been very welcoming and allowed us to make this show happen with all this beautiful scenery and whatnot. So yeah, we didn't really know, I think, going into it first season, what was going to happen, what the show was going to be, reading the scripts. It's like, wow, this is a lot to kind of pull off. We don't really know what's going to happen. But I think the writers and the producers have done an amazing job with the story and the characters, and new characters coming in this season. The stakes are higher. We just keep kind of doing this each season.
Yeah, that's, every time we watch a new trailer for a new season, we thought it second season, now we're thinking it third season. It's like, how do they come up with this stuff? What is happening? But
new treasure.
Yeah, there's always something. But we've gotten to talk to a lot of your cast, and it's been so exciting to hear everybody's story on how they got involved with the show. So how did you originally get involved with Outer Banks?
Yeah, it's funny. I know some of my other cast members had auditioned for each other's roles. I think Chase auditioned for Topper, and it was just kind of, I only went in for Topper. I went into the first audition and then heard back a little bit later. I did a call back over Zoom with our producers and writers. And I guess the callback went pretty well, because I got a call the next day, I think it was, to get to Charleston. So I literally packed my 2 bags, and just bounced for, 5 or 6 months, however long we were filming. Not really know what I was getting myself into, who my castmates were. I was the last one there, so they already had kind of some chemistry, that they had all been hanging out a little bit. I think they did a night at the chateau and kind of hung out. So I was like kind of the new guy on the block. They're all like, who is this kid? I was wearing a Fortnite t-shirt when I met him. They're all just like judging the heck out of me. But we all immediately clicked, and yeah, like you said, we've become very close, and truly grateful for the experience.
So sounds like it was a pretty quick time. Like, it was just not a long elaborate story. It was like you were the last guy in.
I was the last guy in, last minute, which I love. Love the adventure. It was exciting.
Yeah, and now, so Topper is a polarizing character, I would say. And I think what is crazy about these shows, when they get the massive fan response, people have a hard time removing the character from the actor. Mm-hmm. How has that been for you? Like, do people kind of give you a hard time for being Topper?
It has happened quite a bit. It's but it's awesome. I'm like, I guess I'm doing my job all right, because I'm a nice guy. But I'll be out in Charleston, which is a big college town. A lot of frat bros will come up to me and just think I'm my character, I'm Topper, and then will like dab me up. We'll get to know each other.
They think you want to join the frat if they think you're Topper.
Join the frat, yeah. They want the perks of like a kook,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've definitely had those moments where people are just like judging me based off my character, which is fine, I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
How often are you now dealing with the eyes in public where people are like looking at you and they're like whispering? They're like, is that him?
Is that
I think it's him.
It happens
They're
quite a bit.
holding up the pictures on the phone. They're pointing.
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
I think it's him.
And you can
I
always
have
tell
an
when people are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I see you. I'm looking. But it's I love meeting the fans in general, but it does happen a lot in Charleston. Obviously, it's just a hot spot. I have my blonde highlights in. I'm just a walking target. At that point, I'll just be like taking a jog down the road, and people are like, "Top." But yeah, it's been cool. It's now fun that the world has opened up and we get to do these different events. We have this Poguelandia event coming up on Saturday with Khalid and Lil Baby, all these different things, and it'll be fun to meet the fans.
I saw that. I thought that was really
cool.
interesting and a really cool idea. It's just something I've never seen for a show before.
Yeah, it's going to be in Huntington Beach, right there on the beach. It says no kooks allowed, but they sent me an invite.
I'm sure a couple will slip in.
Yeah, it'll happen.
What can you tease about this season coming up? We've seen trailers. And is there anything to be said about a Sarah, Cameron, and Topper reunion of sorts?
Find the balance of what I can say. Yeah, I think let's just start from the end of season 2. Sarah's kind of made a promise, for Sarah and Topper to kind of hang out and see where things are going. And then all of a sudden she's gone. She's left the island. So I think this season just picks up. Like Topper's just in shock that she's back on the island. She's okay. She's alive. Everything's good. So I think, the immature high school drama is kind of out the window. It's just like, Topper's just like, I'm glad you're okay. And then there's some moments where, Sarah definitely asked for some favors from Topper using his resources, which eventually he's helping the Pogues, which I think is some character development. He's essentially helping John B, going out of his way, putting his emotions aside. Is a little more selfless, I would say, in this season. So yeah, there's some fun adventures with the Pogues in this season. And I just think all those emotions definitely come back, and that kind of that chemistry between the two from, when they met in high school, you'll get to see a little more of that. But overall, the stakes are higher. Topper's definitely out of his comfort zone a little more in this season, maybe breaking the law a little bit. His mom's definitely, gonna give him a call, and she's like Cruella de Vil in my opinion. I think she's pretty brutal on the guy. So you'll see some moments with Topper and his mom as well.
I think we saw that character development happening a little bit in the second season, and I think we saw that kind of reaching this point now in the third season. Was there a point in the first season where you were jealous a little bit, like, man, those people look like they're having fun, and you're just like kind of on the outside looking in?
Yeah, no, for sure. And it was hard for me because it's like Topper, he's not a horrible guy. I mean, essentially,
he's not Rafe.
Yeah, he's not Rafe. Essentially, like Sarah went off, all of a sudden she's with John B, and Topper, out of love, was just like, angry and controlling and all these different things, which pushed her away even more. So I think third season, he knows what pushes her away. He's just kind of more humble and just welcoming and just wants her to be okay and have a good time. So there's a little reunion with the Kooks, a little bonfire action going on again, which is fun.
We know there's so many fan accounts and people support different pairings and couples, and they want different people to couple up. We know that the Sarah and John B stands exist. Are there Sarah and Topper stands? Do you see them? Have you seen them on the internet?
I have seen them. It doesn't come often. I definitely think there's more John B. Sarah, but they're out there. There's people that are really rooting for Topper, which I understand. I'm not just saying that because I play him, but on paper, he's not a horrible guy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're really excited for the season and to see what happens. But on an Austin basis, like, what is really been like the acting bug for you? I know that you were involved with some Disney stuff, and I think that's always so fascinating because, everybody's a big fan of all their shows. And when you get to talk to somebody that's been on the inside, you can ask what it was like doing those shows.
It was a lot of fun. It was amazing training as well because you have a lot of lines, a lot of stuff thrown at you because you're filming an episode a week, essentially. It was an episode within 5 days. So it was great training just as a young actor. But literally, I just did a movie with Dylan Sprouse, who, was on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And he's literally the reason I got into the industry. Let me just tell a story real quick. My sister was we're living in Georgia. My sister was at the mall and saw Dylan's face on a little poster for like an acting showcase. And she wanted to be an actor, puts her name down, puts my name down. Didn't even know this. My mom starts getting phone calls about the showcase, forces me to do it just to kind of break out of my shell and get up on stage, whatever. And literally ended up falling into the industry that way, doing commercials, and then eventually came to LA and got a theatrical agent, all because of this guy, Dylan Sprouse. And that was definitely like, I remember writing down on paper kind of goals and things that I wanted to do. And Disney was always a dream, doing the Mickey Mouse ears. That was something I'd always seen growing up. I was like, that'd be so cool to do. And when that moment came, it was very surreal. And then sharing that story with Dylan when we're filming it was funny. We've become very close.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And that's every young kid actor's dream is to end up on Disney, especially, growing up watching Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. How was it removing yourself from the Disney way of acting to something else? Because obviously it's a little bit different.
No doubt. It's very different. The transition was interesting. I literally, it was a long grind, but maybe like 3 years of just being on set and not really having the time to be in acting class and working on the more dramatic side of things. So after Disney, I went right back into class and really just try to push myself and expand myself. And eventually, Outer Banks came through, but Disney definitely gave me a lot of training on the comedic end and the timing. And it now just comes very, very naturally. And there's moments in Outer Banks, definitely third season where Topper has some more comedic bits, which I get to play around with, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love the comedic parts of Outer Banks. I think that's what makes the show great, is that there's like drama and everybody loves the teen drama, but then some of it is also very funny.
It is. And I think, us all being so close as friends and having our inside jokes allows us that freedom to just improv and do whatever.
What's the cast group chat look like? Like, are you guys all in one together? Who's making the most jokes?
Is there separate ones? Because we know everyone has that. There's there's
always the big
chat,
one, then there's the little
like the side ones.
we got a couple different ones. We do have our main cast group chat. I remember we were just recently doing press, and we were all just kind of feeling very, very fortunate and grateful, and all just kind of sharing those emotions over text recently. But yeah, I have my own like group chats with each different person. I was just with Madison Bailey at the Super Bowl, and I was just hanging. I kind of just like bounce around from group chat to group chat. It gets interesting.
Yeah, definitely fun. Who's creating like the biggest? Who's the jokester on set? Who's making everybody laugh the most?
It's just a collective. It's just obnoxious, but we know when it's time to work. Let's get down to business. But when we're not filming, it's very just comedic and fun on set. I'd say JD's always down to just rip it, just start doing jokes and bits and freestyle rapping, whatever it is. Rudy's probably in a tree somewhere. Drew's probably, in character, just staying in character. Maybe don't want to talk to him sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. The time really does fly by on set because we're just all so close, and lots of stories, lots of inside jokes.
Yeah, that's, I think, one of everybody's favorite things too, is when the season finally does come out. That's when you guys all share a little bit more on social, the behind the scenes and the videos and the pictures, and we get to see a little bit of what's going on when you guys are hanging out. So that's very cool. So you have a lot of saved like photo album ready to go that you'll be like, once things are out, these are going up.
Got some content. Got some, we call it tomfoolery. We got some of that stuff in the archives for sure.
I'm sure that makes everybody very excited to see. I think that seeing this cast for another season, you want to know like what could possibly be left for these guys to get stuck in. You know, when a season ends, when people are on a deserted island, it's like, what could happen from here? But we're excited to see, and you guys are all waiting for them to come back. Perhaps like, how hard is it to keep these secrets? Like, do you tell your family members what's happening, or do you really not tell anybody?
I really try to keep it hidden. I do. My mom's always asking, my dad's always asking. I'm like, why spoil? Like, guys, you're into the show. Just wait for it to come out. But it is hard. I do have fans coming up all the time, like, what's happening to John B's dad and this and that. I'm just like, you're February 23rd.
Yeah.
February 23rd.
How do you plan on watching this season? And have you seen any of it?
I sure have seen some of it. First season, it was just Drew and I. Drew came over and we binged the whole thing. This year, I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a plan. Yeah, probably get some of the gang together and watch it. It is a time commitment, but
It is. It's a time commitment that we all commit to.
Yeah.
For the past 2 seasons.
the lack of sleep. You gotta just binge it.
You have to. You got to start right in the morning and just go through all the way to the night.
Yeah. It's a 24-hour experience. It absolutely is.
It sure is.
You know, now that we know that it is February 23rd, everybody went back because Madeline kind of spoiled it accidentally. When she did that, how hard of a time did you guys all give her?
Oh my God. I just bursted out laughing. I was just like, wow, she just did that. All right. Well, here we are. What do we do now? It's just like, of all people though, Maddie Klein's the one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sure.
And you know what? We were all going to find out eventually.
Yeah. It was gonna happen.
The show was going to come out.
It's all good.
Exactly. It's a very good point. Now, you're obviously very involved with Outer Banks. Is there anything that you're watching right now that you're like, wow, I would love to be on that show or a part of that franchise?
Shark Tank. Get me on Shark Tank.
You got a big idea?
Do you have an idea or as a shark?
I do have a couple ideas. I can't share them.
Yeah, don't share them. Do not. People will steal them.
Yeah. But I would love, that is definitely a dream of mine. I know that's very different. Love to be on Shark Tank. Definitely
that's a great answer.
And entrepreneurship. So maybe we'll make that happen at some point. I've also been watching White Lotus. I'm very behind it. I should be done with it by now. So
come on. You got to catch up on that.
That hasn't been spoiled for you yet?
No, surprisingly.
That's shocking.
That's crazy.
That's shocking.
You should finish it before it does.
I think that's my plan today.
Or you should, I was going to say finish it before this interview comes out because people love nothing more than when they hear that you've never been spoiled to send you a DM and be like, oh, what?
You didn't see this?
You haven't seen this happen yet? And you're like,
say it, guys.
I literally just told them I didn't finish yet.
Love it. I mean, I'm that guy sometimes. It's fun.
You get excited.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, White Lotus is definitely a good one because the cast is always changing. So, you know. That's
true. That is true. Definitely an all-time favorite is like Ozark and Bloodline, which 2 Netflix shows, which I think remind me a little bit of Outer Banks. So yeah, I don't know what's next after White Lotus. Any suggestions? You guys got anything good?
We're always watching something. I don't know what we're kind of in a.
Ever since the White Lotus ended,
are you watching The Last of Us?
I keep hearing about this.
Yeah, that you have to watch.
Okay, done.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you watched Succession?
No.
Oh, Succession is one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah, those are 2 great ones.
2 seasons out already. 3rd season, I think they just teased that it's coming soon. One of the best shows ever. That's my number 1 suggestion is Succession.
Got it.
And Last of Us is on right now, so you only have to catch up on like 5 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Both HBO, so you know that they're great.
Yeah.
I'll catch up.
Exactly. Netflix wise, I've been watching the last Cobra Kai, which I haven't watched yet. I love. Cobra Kai is like
I've missed the last couple seasons of that.
guilty pleasure of Cobra Kai.
That show's blown up.
It did. It definitely did. But we will be glued to our TVs for Outer Banks season 3 by far. We can't wait. I know that it's going to be crazy. I think I'll ask, and this is a question we always ask, but what's one word to describe season 3?
That's impossible. How about like 3 words?
3, we'll take 3.
Suspense, funny, romantic.
Ooh.
Those 3 of our favorite things.
Those are 3 of our favorite things.
Pretty,
Makes up a perfect show.
It does.
You guys are in for a treat.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait. Thank you so much for popping on here and talking with us, Austin. And February 23rd, we'll all be tuned in.
Season 3.
Thank you guys for watching and supporting the show. We're very excited.
Of course. You know, season 4, keep Rhea in mind. We're really trying to get her on the show.
I've stopped. I've stopped trying.
But
I'll put in a good word. I got you.
I'm sure. Chase
said the same thing.
Do you know the story of what happened last time?
Chase said the same thing.
What? Did he empty promises from Chase?
Chase was like, I kept saying, literally was trending on Twitter, #get Rihanna Outer Banks. And, Chase was like, yeah, I'm going to put it in, whatever. Then season 2 comes out and Chase is like, I actually did meet with the director, about you for a part. And I was like, what? I didn't believe him. And then a radio host tweeted at me and was like, Chase was just in our studio and we asked him about you and he told us which role was supposed to be yours. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, why would they even say that? And so now I've just given up.
It's did you audition?
No, I said I would audition. I'll do anything.
Not audition.
I would love to. I would throw me an audition. I'll fucking blow their socks off.
I'll get you an audition.
She's a child actor. She's done the process.
I have been in the process for a long time.
Now we're screaming at him.
I'm sorry. I'm screaming at you. But I'm telling you, I've been on hundreds of auditions in my life, and just give me the audition. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll get you the audition.
That's it.
Chase can't even make that happen.
No, I know. I'm not just asking for a handout. I'm asking for an audition.
Austin, if things work out in Rhea's favor, thanks to you, this podcast may become a topper stand podcast, which would really benefit. We have a lot of pull.
We will start making sweatshirts. I would die for Topper.
Yeah,
scratch the John B ones. We're getting rid of those.
Topper is looking for love. Topper is looking for someone that really truly cares about him.
That sounds perfect.
You may be fit for that.
Maybe.
Amazing.
I'll audition.
Amazing. All right. Austin, thank you so much. Even our brief, I'm glad we threw it in there.
I know. And I really tried to hold it in. I wasn't going to say anything, but Fran, you brought it up.
I know.
Right?
So
everyone brought it up.
She brought it up.
Fired up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You saw the passion came out.
Exactly. That's just
you really want the role. I'll put in a good word.
That's how much we love the show. All right. Thank you so much, Austin.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we'll talk soon.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
See you guys.
So nice meeting you. Thank you. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We hope you have a great weekend. I'm sorry that we won't be here to talk to you on Monday, but we will be back on Wednesday. We love you guys. Have a safe, healthy, amazing weekend. Talk to you on Wednesday.